You think light is just fast, so fast that nothing in your daily life even comes close. You flip a switch, and the room is instantly alive. You see stars that are millions of years away, yet their light still finds your eyes. It feels infinite, instant, almost magical. But what if I told you something unsettling? What if the speed of light is not just fast, but locked? Not chosen, not adjustable, not flexible, but written into the deepest fabric of reality itself. And here's the strange part. You've been living inside a universe where that number, 299,792 kilometers per second, is not just a measurement, it is a rule that everything must obey. Even time, even space, even causality itself. But why? Why this exact speed? Why not faster? Why not slower? Why does reality seem to draw a hard line and say beyond this, nothing moves? Let's start somewhere simple. You quote standing in a quiet room at night. You flick a light switch. The bulb turns on. You never question it. The light is just there. But now imagine something strange. Imagine the light didn't arrive instantly. Imagine there was a delay, a noticeable lag, like the universe had to deliver the brightness to you. You'd immediately feel something is wrong, because in your mind, light is supposed to be immediate. But what if that instant feeling is actually one of the biggest illusions you've ever experienced? Here's the first hidden truth. Light is not fast in the way you think. It is not racing across space like a bullet. It is doing something far more fundamental, something that doesn't just involve motion, but the structure of reality itself. And now a question that should quietly disturb you. If light is the maximum speed anything can reach, then what exactly is it moving through? Take a moment. Because most people imagine space as empty, like a giant silent void dot. But modern physics whispers something very different. Space is not empty. It is not passive. It is not just background. It is more like a living structure, with properties, rules, and limits built into it. And light is not breaking those limits. It is obeying them perfectly, but that still doesn't answer the question. Why this number? To understand that, we have to slowly walk into something invisible, something you've never actually seen, but always depended on. Let's think about sound for a moment. Sound travels through air. If there is no air, there is no sound. On the moon, even explosions are silent, not because they are weak, but because there is no medium to carry them. Now here's the twist. What if light is also tied to something similar, but instead of air, it is tied to the structure of space itself? And now imagine space is not just emptiness, but a kind of field that can stretch, bend, and respond. A hidden medium that you cannot see, but everything in the universe depends on it. If that is true, then light is not just traveling. It is propagating through rules, and those rules have a maximum allowed rate of change. So the speed of light is not a speed in the traditional sense. It is the speed limit of change itself. Wait, let that sink in, because that changes everything. It means the universe is not just saying nothing goes faster than light. It is saying nothing can update reality faster than this. Now you start to see why this number is so important. Because if information could travel faster than light, cause and effect would break. Think about it. If you could send information faster than light, you could potentially receive a message before it was sent. And suddenly, reality stops making sense. Effect would arrive before cause. Clocks would disagree. Not just in timing, but in order. The universe would lose its structure. So now the question shifts. Instead of asking why is light so fast, we should ask why does reality need a speed limit at all? And here's where things get even stranger. Because experiments show something deeply counterintuitive. No matter how fast you move, light always moves away from you at the same speed. Run toward it. It doesn't get slower. Chase it with a spaceship. It doesn't add your speed. It always stays the same. That should feel impossible. In everyday life, speeds stack. If a car moves at 100 kilometers per h and you throw a ball forward at 10 kilometers per h, the ball moves at 110 kilometers per h relative to the ground. But light refuses to behave like that. It ignores your motion completely, as if space and time are quietly adjusting behind the scenes to preserve its speed. And now the uncomfortable realization begins to form. Maybe the speed of light is not about light at all. Maybe it is about you, about how motion itself is defined, about how time itself stretches and bends, so that this speed remains constant for everyone, everywhere. Now pause for a moment, because this is the first real crack in reality. If the speed of light is constant for everyone, then something else must change instead. And that something else is not small. It is time and space. The very stage you thought was fixed turns out to be flexible. Time slows down for fast-moving objects. Distances contract. Reality adjusts itself like a living system just to keep one rule unbroken: the speed of light. But why would the universe care so much about preserving this limit? Here's a thought that might feel almost philosophical. What if the speed of light is not just a property of physics, but a boundary condition of existence? A rule that keeps reality consistent, like the frame rate of a simulation that cannot be exceeded. And suddenly, the universe feels less like a static space, and more like a structured information system. But let's not jump too far yet. Let's stay grounded. You might still be thinking, okay, but what physically determines this number? Why not a billion times faster? To understand that, we have to look at something deeper than motion. We have to look at electromagnetism. Light is an electromagnetic wave. It is a ripple in electric and magnetic fields. And here's the hidden connection most people never hear in everyday explanations. The speed of light is determined by how electric fields and magnetic fields interact with empty space itself. In other words, empty space has properties. It resists changes in electric fields. It resists changes in magnetic fields. And the balance between these resistances creates a fixed propagation speed. So light is not choosing a speed. It is emerging from the structure of space. Like ripples in a pond, don't decide how fast they move. The water itself determines it. Now imagine this. If space had slightly different properties, the speed of light would be different too, and that means atoms would behave differently. Chemistry would change. Stars might not form. Life as we know it could be impossible. So this number is not just a curiosity. It is a tuning parameter of reality, a hidden setting that everything depends on. And now the emotional weight starts to build, because you realize something unsettling. You are not living in a universe where physics happens randomly. You are living inside a system where even empty space has precise rules that make existence possible. And the speed of light is one of those rules holding everything together. But we still haven't answered the deepest question. Why does the universe need this structure at all? Why must causality be protected? Why must there be a maximum speed for information? And now we enter a more profound layer. Because if information could travel infinitely fast, the universe would lose locality. Everything would affect everything instantly. There would be no here and there, no separation, no sequence, just a collapsing of reality into a single undefined state. The speed of light preserves structure. It preserves order. It preserves the arrow of time itself. So when you look at a beam of light traveling across the sky, you are not just seeing energy moving. You are watching the universe enforcing its own consistency. And here's the final thought before we continue deeper. Every moment you experience, every memory forming, every cause leading to an effect, all of it is only possible because nothing can outrun light. But what happens when we start questioning what lies beyond that limit? What does it really mean that the universe has a maximum speed, and we are trapped inside it? And if that speed is not arbitrary, but fundamental, then what does that say about reality itself? We'll go deeper. You begin to notice something strange now. Not about light, but about everything that depends on it. Your thoughts, your vision, your memory of this very moment, all of it is built on signals that obey the same invisible rule. Nothing reaches you faster than that cosmic speed limit. And suddenly a quiet realization starts to form. You have never experienced the universe as it is, only as it arrives. Every sight you've ever seen is delayed. Every star you look at is not now, but then. Even the person in the mirror is a slightly older version of what reality produced a fraction of a moment ago. And yet, it feels instant. So here's a question that slowly starts to bend your intuition. If everything you know is always slightly delayed, then what does now even mean? This is where the story of light becomes something deeper than physics. It becomes a story about perception itself. Because the speed of light is not just a limit on motion, it is a limit on knowledge. You can only know the universe at the rate it allows you to receive information, and that means your entire experience of reality is filtered through this one cosmic bottleneck. But let's go further. Imagine you are in space, far from Earth, floating next to a distant star. If that star suddenly disappeared, you would not know immediately. You would only find out when the last photons left it finally reach your eyes. Not because your senses are weak, but because the universe refuses to send updates faster than a fixed rate. It's as if reality is constantly syncing itself to you, one frame at a time. And now a disturbing thought emerges. If information cannot travel instantly, then reality must always be under construction. Nothing is fully available everywhere at once. Everything is unfolding locally, step by step, stitched together by light dot. So when you ask why does light travel at exactly this speed, you are unknowingly asking something even deeper. Why does reality update itself in a structured sequence, instead of all at once? Now let's shift slightly, because there is another layer hidden beneath this. Earlier we said light speed comes from the properties of space itself, but there's a twist that feels almost like a paradox. Those properties are not adjustable knobs in a physical machine. They are constants, deep universal constants that appear to be the same everywhere, and that leads to something profound. The speed of light is not just a property inside the universe, it is part of the universe's operating system, not an object moving through space, but a rule defining what space even is. Now pause here, because this is where intuition starts to break. You are used to thinking of speed as something relative, a plane, a car, a thrown stone. But light refuses that relativity in a very specific way. It becomes the reference point from which all motion must adjust. And that is not normal. That is foundational. So instead of asking why is light so fast, we begin to ask, why is reality structured in such a way that this particular propagation rate becomes the universal reference? And the answer starts to circle back to something you might not expect. Stability. Consistency. Without this fixed speed, the universe would not be able to maintain coherent cause and effect relationships across distances. Imagine a universe where signals could arrive instantly, but physical processes still take time. A contradiction appears immediately. Different regions of reality would disagree about what happened first. History would become frame-dependent. Events would lose order. Even truth would become unstable. So the speed of light is not just about restriction. It is about preserving a consistent story of the universe, a shared narrative that every observer can agree on, even if they experience it differently. But now let's push into something even more unsettling. Because Einstein showed us something extraordinary. Space and time are not separate things. They are woven together into a single fabric, and the speed of light is the stitching tension that holds that fabric together. So when you move faster through space, you don't just move differently in space, you shift how you move through time itself. This is not a poetic idea, it is a structural consequence of maintaining a universal speed limit. And here is where reality becomes almost poetic on its own. The universe protects the speed of light by letting time stretch and shrink, as if time itself is the flexible part of existence, bending so that one rule never breaks. Now think about that for a moment. Time is not absolute, it is negotiable, and yet the speed of light is not. Why? Because if the universe had to choose between preserving time or preserving causality, it chooses causality, every single time. And now something quietly clicks into place. The speed of light is not just a speed limit, it is a causality limit, a boundary that ensures the universe never lets effects escape their causes. But let's slow down and ground this in something you can actually feel. Think about lightning and thunder. You see lightning first. Then seconds later you hear thunder. You already intuitively understand that light and sound travel at different speeds. But now imagine if sound traveled faster than light. You would hear thunder before you saw lightning. Your brain would receive the effect before the cause appears. Even your intuition of reality would collapse. So the speed of light is not just about physics outside you. It is also protecting the structure of experience inside you. Now here comes a thought that feels almost philosophical. What if the universe is not primarily made of objects, but of relationships between events? And the speed of light is what preserves those relationships in a stable order? Now let's go even deeper. Because earlier we talked about electromagnetic fields as the mechanism behind light, but there is something more abstract hiding there. Those fields exist everywhere, even in empty space, which means emptiness is not truly empty. It is structured, it has rules, it has resistance, it has identity. So light does not need something to travel through. It travels through a field that is already present everywhere, and that field has a fixed response rate. That response rate becomes the speed of light. So in a very real sense, the universe is not allowing light to go fast or slow. It is simply defining how quickly reality can respond to itself. Now let that thought sit for a second, because it reframes everything. Light is not a traveler dot. Light is a ripple in the universe's ability to react. And that is why its speed is fixed, not because light is special, but because space itself has a built-in rhythm. And now we arrive at the final loop that brings us back to where we started. You asked, why does light travel at exactly this speed? And after everything, the answer is not a single sentence. It is a structure where reality must remain consistent, cause must always precede effect, information must propagate locally, space and time must adjust to preserve a universal invariant. And the only speed that satisfies all of these conditions is the speed of light. But even now, something remains mysterious, because we can describe how it behaves, we can measure it, we can use it, we can build entire technologies on it, but we still cannot fully answer the most haunting question. Why does reality have any speed limit at all? Why is there a boundary between what can be known instantly and what must take time to arrive? And as you sit with that question, something quietly shifts in perspective, because the speed of light stops being just a number in physics and starts feeling like a fundamental constraint on existence itself, a silent rule written into everything you will ever see, ever know, ever experience. And maybe the deepest realization is this: you are not watching light travel through the universe. You are watching the universe carefully decide how reality is allowed to reveal itself to you. And the moment you try to imagine what lies beyond that limit, you are no longer doing physics. You are staring directly at the edge of how reality is constructed. And the question that remains is not technical anymore. It becomes personal. If the universe had chosen a different speed, would you still be you? Or would everything you call reality be something entirely unrecognizable, waiting behind a different cosmic rule? And in that silence, one final question lingers. Is the speed of light a property of the universe, or is it the reason the universe can be understood at all?